The following gameplay footage took place between Friday the 28th of March and Sunday the 30th of March. Welcome to Wildstar Beta. Hello and welcome to Tiny Blue Games. Today we're playing Wildstar in Beta and we're looking at the first battleground that you'll get to play, the Tiki Temple. Here's the map. This center area, there will be a Tiki mask that is placed either at the top center, bottom center area, or on the left or right side of the bottom at the start of the game. There will also be a Tiki mask in the enemy's base as well as your base from the start of the game, which gives you really three options as to you can defend your Tiki mask, you can try and steal their Tiki mask, or you can take the Tiki mask that is placed somewhere in the center of the field. It plays like a capture the flag style game where you capture 5 flags to win. Whichever team does that first wins. The difference to some games is that you can steal the enemy's Tiki masks and bring them back to your base and they can steal yours. So it is good to have a defender, and it is also fun to try and steal. So we're going to rush to the center here. We see that the Tiki mask is placed bottom left right off the bat, and we have someone who actually rushes out there really quick and is able to grab the Tiki mask right before the team gets there, which is a great start. We slow and put pressure onto the rest of their team. I'm being sure to always watch for obvious telegraphs, but to keep movement up and just keep AoE damage around the cluster of them. That's honestly how engineers play very well. We have lots of AoE damage. I'm slightly tanky. I'll have another video looking at my spec and going over exactly what I do, but I have the traditional, pulse blast, electrocute kind of setup, but then I also have the stun obviously on number 3. I mean, you can't play PvP without a stun. But I take some tank skills, as in the unsteady miasma, which I try to get on as many people that are attacking me as possible, so that my feedback procs, which it did right here, and I use it, and it hits a very nice. It says it hits 1,000 on to 5 players, which is really strong for the AoE damage. So between that, and I also got just my my blast that procs every time I have a critical hit. I constantly have one of those that are procced and able to use, and then when those aren't procced, you're using just the regular number 1 skill there with electrocute as some more AoE damage. So I'm gonna just keep pressure in the center here. It's sort of turned out into a big fight in the center here, which is not bad, as to give our team some time to steal and all that. You just saw me use urgent withdrawal there. It's a great escape skill, but it's also a great snare, and it does a lot of damage. It does about 300 to 400 damage per use, so you can use it twice back to back. And if you do it on top of the group, that's I don't know how many people hit exactly, like between 3 or 5 people, get hit by 600 to 800 damage, take double snare, and you get away from them, which is just great. So I've been using that a lot actually in PvP, which I'm sure it's a great skill for PvP as it's a utility skill. So we just are keeping the pressure on these guys in the bottom here. The reason I'm not going to the flag right off or the Tiki mask rather, instead of just staying down here for a while, is the fact that we're keeping probably more of them down here than there are of us all time, which takes away pressure from the rest of our team. And I mean, who doesn't like to have a big battle in the center for a while? I mean, it's a good time. So I'm just making sure that I stay out as many telegraphs as possible, as well as stay as close to my healers as possible. It's another big thing. You're about to see me rush sort of away, because I feel like this is getting useless. And I make the mistake of leaving my healer behind. 3 of their teammates find me at low health, and you know how the story goes. We're going to see our first death. I think there's a total of 3 of them, so not a bad game. Now we're going to take a quick peek at the map, which doesn't actually show us too much about where the Tiki masks are. You can see in the bottom right hand of my corner that we have 3 flags, or 3 Tiki masks. Wow, it's going to take forever for me to get used to that. 3 Tiki masks, and they have 1. So this is me and Ryan, who also does some videos on the channel for Wildstar. We're going in to try and steal their one tiki mask. This is a look at the sort of side entrance to their base. There's the main entrance, which is kind of centered, and then they have a side entrance on each one, which is sort of a cave. They look identical on either side. And we're gonna go in and hope to be unseen, but there is a engineer waiting here for us. So we're sort of waiting. Oh, and then another person runs in with us, and we feel like we may as well go help him take the engineer down and try and get out quickly. You can see the tiki masks hanging up on the rack there, which is pretty cool. It changes depending on how many tiki masks you probably have on it, which is a nice touch. You'll see this engineer has this is a really good engineer. Obviously got a bit of tankiness to him as we take a while to get him down. He's got a bruiser bot. A lot of people use the bruiser bot for PvP at this level, as the fact like when you use its ability, it's got a stun, which obviously is helpful. I've sort of not gone with the bots in PvP, which speaks to the fact that I'm not a huge pet class. And even though this is the only class that has real pets in Wildstar, you can choose to not use the pets, and it's not like you're disadvantaged. It's not like you're playing the class wrong, is what I'm trying to get across here. So you see us keeping pressure on him. He's getting low. His friend comes in, but he's low enough now that we're able to take him down. And now we have to take this guy down as well. I keep that unsteady miasma out, as you can see. What you want to really have is you want it to land on as many people as you can, because when it lands on the targeted area, it gives everyone blunder for I think 5 seconds at the moment. It goes up with spending points on it. Oh, you see here I'm about to get just destroyed in this cave with Ryan. Our mass carrying doesn't go well, but it puts blunder on the enemies, like I was trying to say, and blunder makes it so that there's a greater chance for them to for their attacks to be deflected when attacking you. And the chance right now is at 26%, which is pretty high as a base, but by adding points you also add a percentage, which makes it a very powerful skill, because when someone does an attack on you that is deflected, you get to use feedback, which is that skill I talked about at the start, which does a lot of damage. So our flag return didn't go, or Tiki didn't go great there. We're kind of thinking of what we want to do here. It's a nice open map. You can see a lot of distance with the settings I have right now. And we see that there's a bit of a fight here. There was a Tiki mask being brought by here, and that's why there's a group of people here. So we feel it's our best interest to sort of prevent them from getting to our base, as it makes it so that defending your base is a very important part of the game. It's not only about being ready for the flag in the center. You also have to play defensive and offensive as to distract as many people as you can. So you see we have a spell slinger sort of trying to target me out from the back there, and I also noticed that a stalker sort of tries to escape from the group with low health, and I'm just going to give him a bit of a pressure sort of to irritate him a bit, and he does pull off the stealth for a bit there. I go back into the center to sort of, I'm trying to get the attention of most people on me, as I am a lot tankier than a lot of the other people I'm fighting with. Obviously, if I have too many people on me, I will die still, but it is better that they're attacking me more so than that they're attacking someone else who's, you know, wearing cloth or something like that. So I'm going back to the center here because I've noticed that a Tiki mask has been unearthed, and I'm walking to it to try and steal it before their team gets to. Do a quick little look around, and then I'd grab it. So we're gonna run back with this. I've got a few teammates who've caught up with me here. And it's inevitable that a stalker will find you if you're carrying the mask, and he will do terrible things to you, like this. He'll stun. Be sure to tap F as quick as possible. Knock down. He's really tearing into me. If they come out of stealth, they can do some burst damage. His damage is dying out for a second here, but he's gonna have enough to bring me down before I get to my base. I'm trying to stun him, obviously, and get away as much as I can. I can't use movement skills while it's happening, so I'm just watching while I'm dead here to see what happens to the mask. There's a timer before it is reset, if it came from the center, or returned to the base it was stolen from if it was stolen, and after the timer it just goes back to the original base. So he brought back the mask, and that leaves us to the last mask of the game, which an enemy was trying to steal here from our base, and now we just need to protect it for the win, really, and make sure that they don't take any other masks from us. We won this game fairly handily. That's not generally the truth, but this one went great, so you're going to see it return here, and we're going to win. I'll be sure to get the next battleground up. Thanks for watching. If you like this, be sure to like it. If you have a comment about it, or a suggestion for a future video, please leave one. If you have friends, share it. And finally, and most importantly, subscribe. Honestly, only one of these is red. Click it.